Imagine waking up with zero knowledge of food. Ancient humans faced exactly this every single day for 300,000 years, and somehow they figured it out. No science, no internet, no trial and error list passed down in a book. So how did they actually know? The first thing you have to understand is that ancient humans were not guessing randomly. Their bodies were doing most of the work for them. Take smell. When something is rotting or toxic, it almost always smells bad to us. Ancient humans trusted their nose the way we trust a use-by date. Then there's taste. Bitterness is almost universally unpleasant to humans, and that's deliberate. The vast majority of poisonous plants taste intensely bitter, and sourness signals fermentation or unripe food. Sweetness signals ripe, energy-rich fruit. Saltiness signals minerals your body needs. Your entire tongue was essentially a food safety laboratory, and ancient humans used it constantly. But the body alone wasn't enough. Ancient humans had another tool that almost nobody talks about. They watched animals. If you're in the wilderness and you have no idea whether a berry is safe, look around. If multiple animal species are eating something and walking away fine, chances are it won't kill you either. This wasn't a perfect system. Some things that are safe for animals are deadly for humans. Chocolate kills dogs, so ancient humans learned over time which animals were reliable guides and which weren't. Birds were considered among the most reliable. If a wide variety of birds were eating the same berry, ancient humans felt relatively safe following suit. And this knowledge was passed down. Ancient humans lived in groups of around 20 to 50 people, and within those groups, knowledge was everything. If someone in your group ate something and got violently ill, every single person in that group remembered it. Ancient humans had extraordinary memories for survival information because their lives depended on it. There was no writing things down. There were no books. The group's collective memory was the only record that existed. Elders were especially critical. An elder who had lived through 50 or 60 years of foraging knew things that younger members of the group simply didn't. They knew which plants were safe in spring but toxic in autumn. They knew which mushrooms looked identical to safe ones but would kill you in 48 hours. They knew which roots needed to be cooked first before the toxins broke down. Now here's the part that sounds obvious but is actually more sophisticated than it seems. Yes, ancient humans did use trial and error, but they didn't just eat something and wait to die. They were methodical about it. First, smell it. If it smells wrong, stop. Second, rub it on your skin and wait. Some toxins cause skin reactions before they cause internal damage. Third, touch it to your lips and wait. Then, your tongue. Then swallow a tiny amount and wait hours before eating more. Archaeologists and survival experts have actually reconstructed this process, and it's remarkably effective. Most serious plant toxins will give you a warning sign. Tingling, burning, numbness, nausea. The ones who ignored warning signs or skipped steps died. The ones who were cautious and methodical survived. And over thousands of generations, the cautious behavior was literally bred into us. Around 400,000 years ago, something happened that completely transformed what humans could eat. Fire. Before cooking, there were enormous categories of food that were either inedible or dangerous to humans raw. Many root vegetables contain toxic compounds that completely break down under heat. Beans contain a protein that causes severe vomiting when eaten raw, but is harmless when cooked. Meat eaten raw carries bacteria and parasites that can kill you. Cooking didn't just make food taste better, it unlocked entirely new food sources that ancient humans previously couldn't touch. And it dramatically expanded the calorie intake of early humans, which some scientists believe directly contributed to the growth of the human brain. Think about that. The reason your brain is as large and complex as it is today might be partly because an ancient human figured out that throwing a root into a fire made it edible. Of course, not every ancient human got it right. People died. Communities lost members to bad mushrooms, toxic berries, and rotten meat. And those deaths weren't forgotten. They were turned into warnings, stories, and rituals that got passed down through generations. Many anthropologists believe that a significant number of ancient myths and folklore about forbidden fruits, poisonous plants and dangerous foods are actually encoded survival memories. Stories so important they were wrapped in myth to make them impossible to forget. The forbidden fruit, the poisoned apple, the mushroom that grants visions. None of these are random. They're memory. So the answer to how ancient humans knew what was safe to eat isn't one thing. It was their senses, shaped by evolution. It was the animals they observed. It was the collective memory of their group. It was careful, methodical testing. And it was fire. They didn't have science. But in a way, they were doing science. Observe, test, remember, share. That process kept our species alive for 300,000 years. And every meal you eat today exists because they got it right.